So, but yeah, I mean, we can start. I mean, we have already some questions, but my first question is always if you can just say as shortly who you are on and off track. Why I fight the
Um,
cat?
I mean, I've never had to like describe myself on and off track. Um, so, so you'll have to bear with me here. Um, so I'm actually like fairly new to motorsports. I've only been in it a year now. So I actually started off my motorsport journey in Sweden. The first thing I ever did was ice driving with Formula Woman, which is my team over here. Um, and it kind of came full circle with Next Gen going back to Sweden. So, I mean, I don't know why Sweden, but it just happened to be Sweden this year. Hopefully, this year it can be somewhere else. I like to travel, so um, I mean, on track, probably known as a little bit angry or the one with the attitude. Um, I think, especially when things went wrong on track, which was like all the time for me in the last championship, nothing ever went well. I don't think anybody wanted to talk to me like straight away, um, just because I'm small with an attitude. So, I mean, off track I'm lovely though. Like when I'm at a racetrack, I'm like a completely different person. Like you don't, oh, there he's back. Oh yeah, off track I'm a completely different person. Like if you meet me in the street compared to meet me at the track, like it's completely different. So I'm a bit more social on the track. I'm not a very social person.
Oh, I feel this.
So he's very slay off track. That is very true.
But I
Oh,
mean,
he's decided he's gonna have a fight with a bone right now.
it's fine. Just let him. I mean, they're doing stuff too, so. But I mean, it can be very helpful to have an attitude on track, especially when driving. And
Yeah, it's
being a
like
girl, I mean, we don't want
yeah.
to talk about this too much, but it's a fact. So it's
Oh yeah,
always
yeah,
good to be
yeah,
kind of aggressive, but not too aggressive, just to get
yeah.
through the boys.
It's
So
mainly on the track where my aggression is. Like if you watch a lot of my onboard footage, like it's bad. It's bad. Um, I didn't realize that it had a microphone in it up until about like 4 or 5 races in. So, and then I watched the onboard footage and I was like, oh no.
they can hear me.
I was like, they can hear me. And I think it got to the point in like one of the last races where they started streaming the onboard footage live. Sorry, my dog's decided he's gonna just jump on a phone very loudly next to me.
That's fine.
So if you can hear my dog in the background, I apologize. Um, what did I race in Sweden? I raced electric minis. It was quite fun actually. It was like little go karts. So because they just go straight away. You don't have to build up the speed. They're just there. The speed's just there instantly, which is very cool. Different to like what I've driven before. So it
Um,
was
I
it was nice.
I have the feeling. I mean, I just watched them. I have never really heard them, or you know, driven them or whatever. But you don't see on the first view that they are electric. So that's kind of cool. And the
Yeah,
racing is very, very good. I watched the first race and I was so, okay, let's see what it is. And
yeah,
then, but it was really fun to just watch this little cars racing.
yeah. No, it was pretty cool. I mean, I don't think any of the races went well for me, but like it was still fun to be part of. I think so. It was nice.
Definitely. So yeah, it was definitely fun to watch. So I have never heard about. I mean, it was a new series, of course, late last year, but I never heard before. I would never have heard before. Maybe when Ziri not wrote to us. But yeah, it was kind of fun to watch. So you missed something, Magoo. You definitely missed something. I just don't know what to do with the cat.
Just keep her there.
Yeah. So yeah. Why are you crying, Magoo? Because you missed the races here. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I think I even shared some links on the Discord. But that's fine. They're racing again this year.
Maybe
It's so
that's good.
strange that we already have 2024.
I
It's so
know.
crazy. So
2023, it felt like 4 different years and it went so quickly.
definitely, definitely. And I mean, when you got into racing, I mean, it's I think even faster this year just went by,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
traveling from the UK to Sweden and back.
It flew. It, it, it flew by. It was so quick, the whole year.
That's true. And we have the question. I think we have here. Damn. Oh, we don't have the question here. I thought we have the question why you are or how you got interested in motorsport in general. So
I mean, I can tell you it's not really that interesting though. So, um, I just woke up one morning and just was like, yeah, that looks cool. I just want to do it. So,
but that's cool. I mean,
I just thought,
especially have the idea and then really doing it. I mean,
yeah.
so many have dreams or ideas or whatever they want to do and never try it because they are too feared or whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, me and my like two best friends at college, like we all like realized that we liked F1, um, and we kind of like brought it up one day, and then like the obsession with F1 spiraled, like really badly, um, and then I started to learn to drive, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And I know it's a lot different on a track driving on a road. So I just kind of googled. I was like, how can I get into racing? Which is when I stumbled across Formula Woman, um, and then I went down to meet them at the Auto Sport show in Birmingham, which is funnily enough happening this weekend as well. So, um, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to Sweden with you, ice driving, and they were like, cool. And then it just spiraled from there. I was doing track days with them, and then I ended up in Sweden in the next Gen Cup. Like, I was like, okay,
But
cool.
that's so cool. And honestly, ice driving sounds such fun.
It was like the
So
best thing I ever did. It was because you learn so much about car control as well, because you're just like flinging around on ice. So,
I
but
really want to do this one day. I mean, it's difficult for me to drive a car because of the ice, but I think that would be so much fun, especially on a track where I don't have traffic, normal traffic with people
yeah,
around
no,
and
no, it's fun.
bikes.
I'd
So
recommend ice driving to everyone.
one day,
It,
Magu,
it's honestly
one
fun.
day we will visit you and then we need to do ice driving. But Formula Woman is such a thing. I'm not sure if this is really big in the UK because here in Germany, I think we not really known about it.
Um, it is. Formula One is actually a global thing. I think it's more in the UK because it is based in the UK. They do all the training here. I think they are trying to move it out of the UK as well, so people don't have to travel in as far. Um, but I think you know they've just done a couple of rounds in the GT Cup, and the two drivers that took part, one's Jamaican and one's from Canada. So it's also outside of the UK as well, which is cool.
Definitely, and I think such organization and stuff we definitely need. So it's kind of cool. I heard a lot of it, but not really have the inside of it. So a friend of mine was on the one of the selections
All right,
last
okay.
year or 2 years ago. I don't know. I think it was last year, but the years are just swishing in my head, so I don't know exactly which year it was. But yeah, it's kind of difficult in Germany at the moment, and I know in Italy as well to know much about it. So it would be very interesting when they have a bit, yeah, more outside the UK because I think it's
Yeah.
a pretty cool thing what they do and what they
No,
want to
it is.
reach.
Yeah, I think what your friend took part in was the competition. So that was to win a spot in the GT Cup.
Yeah.
This year they have just announced it, so now I can say it. Um, they're doing another competition. I think it's in April, but don't quote me on that. Um, and that's to win a sponsored seat in a Radical next year. So that's that I'll be taking part in that because I want that seat. So you know,
That's
you'll see me on track there.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it was last year. She was from the US, so
Oh right,
I
okay.
think it was last year.
Yeah, a lot of people fly in for
Yeah,
the competition.
yeah. She had a GoFund campaign, I think, to
Oh right, okay.
spend or found the money for the flights and stuff. So yeah, it was kind of
Yeah,
cool.
it's. I mean, it's not cheap. I mean, it gets expensive very quickly. So
Definitely every travel, and when you do it
yeah,
constantly, so
hmm
yeah, it's a lot of money, definitely.
yeah.
So first of all, thanks Sam for the follow. Borley, thanks for the quack. Magu, thanks for the very, very exciting story how you ended up in Sweden. You was born there, okay. Do you have a specific goal in mind as to where you want your career to go?
I'm kind of in two minds about it. So I'm in university at the minute doing motorsport engineering. So, if the driving doesn't work out, and I really hope it does, um, I'd like to be a race engineer. If the driving does work out, I would like to be in British touring car.
Ooh.
Um, so everyone always asks me like, would you not aim for F1? No. Um, I'm far too old to join F1 now, so that's definitely out the question. A British touring car, really. That's the goal.
That's
That it's
definitely
fun.
cool.
It's aggressive racing.
Definitely, and it's a cool series. And I mean, I think we need to stop to put everyone starting a motorsport has to go to F1 because it definitely isn't. And wheelers are very, very different. So I think you really need to start early to go to F1. I'm not sure if I should read this.
That is my uncle. No, her lasagna does not slow me down on track.
Now I'm
But
hungry.
she's never brought me lasagna to track, so maybe she should.
What?
I know.
Maybe it could help. Let's go. We had, was it? I think it was with Brenna. We wanted to start a YouTube series on which track you get the best food. So
Ooh.
it was kind of our idea last, one of the
See,
last achievements.
see, with Next Gen, they had their own catering team. They had really good mash. That is all I have to say. Their mash was really good. There was
Honest,
like
yeah.
there was like one time I like had a little bit of mash and I was like, oh, this is actually really good. And I just got like a pile of it. And I think the commentator looked at me and was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, this is really good mash."
I love this. Honestly, this is the best when I do media works with accreditation and stuff. So a real journalist. It's the food in the media center. So it's the best. Just get all the food there. Just see
Oh,
everything.
that was like the best part. It was really good.
Yeah. And I
We
don't
had the
need to
eats
drive, so
really
I
quick.
can just eat everything what's there. So yeah, that's always the best thing. So
Oh
we need
yeah.
to go back to media weekends, I think. I mean, my plan was to, I mean, UK maybe not in the near future, but I mostly have Germany and Denmark at the moment. I was so sad you had two rounds in Germany with the Next Gen Cup, and two I couldn't, or both I couldn't join, and it was so sad.
Oh yeah, it was. I'm gonna absolutely butcher this. So if there's like any Germans, I'm so sorry. Like Osserschleifen. I think that was one of them. That was the first one. So that was actually the second rate, like the second round.
Yeah,
And then we had Nürburgring right after.
the
Both went horrific for me.
Oschersleben is not too far away from me. I think 2-3 hours with the car or so. I was
That
never
was a
there.
good track though. That was quite a good track.
I was never there. Maybe I need to get this. Nürburgring, I think I was 1 or 2 weeks earlier or later. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, yeah, I remember like you posting that you were at Nürburgring. I have
Yeah,
a feeling it was like after.
I think after it was the GT World Challenge at the Nürburgring, and I was so damn. Why you plan it so stupidly? So, because it's pretty far away from me, so I don't know. I need 8 hours or so to the Nürburgring, so it's kind of away, so I can't do this anytime I want. But yeah, it was
Yeah,
so good.
no, Nürburgring was definitely an experience. I would not like to go back. So you'll not
Well,
see me at the Nürburgring again. So
yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting track,
yeah.
especially with the Nordschleife.
I'd like
So
see. I'd go back for the Nordschleife though. For the GP track, you'll not see me there.
yeah, the GP track is not that great. I know,
No. Okay,
but the Nordschleife is really
I'm
really
so
good.
glad someone said that because everyone really hyped up the GP track and I was on it and I was like, this is boring.
Yeah, it is. It
I was like,
definitely
I'm
is.
sorry. I was like, I am bored.
Nürburgring is just good when you have the whole Nordschleife in your life. Then it's really really good.
Yeah, I don't think the cars could hold enough charge. They could probably do like 1.5 laps of the Nordschleife
Well,
before they
okay,
break
yeah,
down. But
yeah. It's a very long lap, so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It could be interesting though. I mean, in iRacing, I tried this track with the USF 2000. So
yeah.
you shouldn't drive this track with this car, but in iRacing it was okay. That was fun. Okay, Borea wants to know best food to have at a race weekend.
That is a really good question. Phew. I think I'm gonna go simple and go for pizza. I can't remember what race it was at. Pasta.
Thank you.
That was so quick. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go for pasta. Or pizza. One of them.
That's both amazing.
Typical Italian. Pasta or pizza.
And you have more days on the race weekend, so you can have everything. So
Exactly. I think
one day pizza, one day pasta. Right?
uh,
That sounds good.
they had a lot of pasta with the catering team, but we never had pizza. I don't think.
Why?
I'm not sure.
We want a pizza next time.
We were preying on our downfall for that.
Hi Linda, welcome in. Now I'm very hungry. Damn it! I should. I mean, I have chips.
I have like
Well,
a massive slab of cake in my
oh,
car.
cake,
I know.
nice.
I got it yesterday, and it's literally all I've thought about since I picked it up. So
Well, just eat it.
I know what I'm doing right after this.
Oh yeah,
Going
me
for
too.
cake. Yeah.
I just getting food after this, I think. So let me have a look at the other questions. I mean, we just can have the question of our questions. I mean, Linda is here by now, so pizza with pineapple, yes or no?
Okay.
This question. Pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, pineapple on pizza, yes or no? It's
No,
no.
absolutely not. I actually think it's criminal and deserves jail time.
Now you make some in the chat very happy and some very sad.
I'm prepared to fight over it, so it's, yeah,
I don't
definitely.
mind pineapple on pizza, so
But
I can
it's
live
just
with and without, so I'm fine.
pineapple on pizza is not god tier, and I'm sorry to shoot you down like that, but it's wrong.
That's
So
absolutely fine. I just get this in our chat because it's 5-1 for no pineapple on pizza right now. So I have no idea who the one was who wants pineapple on pizza, but maybe it's better so. um Now the pizza is taking over the chat, okay? It's fine. Do you play Mario Kart? If yes, who's your main?
I love Mario Kart. It's like one of my favorite games ever,
Good
and
to know. We have sometimes community events with Mario Kart. So
I main Waluigi because he's the best character.
Luigi,
He's so cute.
that's so cool. I don't think we have many saying Luigi, but that's so
No, he's
cool. I think the most are going with Yoshi also. So it's cool to have
yeah,
Luigi.
Waluigi. I actually wanted to get my helmet wrapped purple with the like upside down, like with his logo on it, whatever it is. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
that's cool.
But I wanted a Waluigi themed helmet at one point.
One day, one day.
One day,
When you're
maybe that'll be my
racing in
next one.
when you're racing in BTCC.
Yeah,
That could be
my
so
British
cool.
touring car debut helmet will be Waluigi.
Yes, and then I get this chat out again and show this to the world. She said it here first.
Exactly. It will happen one day.
That's so cool. I'd love to see this one day.
Okay, but it's decided it's my next helmet.
Great,
Waluigi is.
great. So we'll wait for the helmet reveal on Instagram then, so we all can see it.
And hopefully there's a lawyer in chat for when I get sued by Nintendo. So
Oh yes, yeah. Nintendo, please. We need all the support for females in motorsport, so let's go.
it's a cheeky little sponsorship with
Let's go.
Nintendo. So,
I mean, Nintendo should have the money, so they could support
I'll give them
some.
an email right now.
Yes, let's
Call them
go.
up.
I'm in for it. So what do we have? What series do you race in? Oh, we had this question already, but maybe you want to answer it again because I
Yeah,
think Linda
so
wasn't there.
last year I did NXT Gen Cup, which is an electric junior touring car series, which it was the first ever season, which was pretty cool to be part of. Next year, I'm not sure my next gen return is likely, but I do have some other things in the works. One being the mini challenge, so I'm sticking with the minis. Can't get rid of them. Drive a mini, race minis. You know, so I'm hoping to race minis next year, but in the UK, so I don't have to travel as far.
So maybe Linda can visit you on track. That would be so cool.
So, and I think we get to race one of my favorite tracks, which is Croft, which is nobody's favorite track, but it's mine. So
I even heard about this track. I don't know why, but somehow I remember this name.
it's not a technical track; it's a fast track. Um, but I do love Croft. So
It's mine. It's your track. You are
it's your
at
local
Croft.
track. I love I love Croft. I think it's because it was the first ever track that I drove, so it has a special place in my heart. But
That's why I know this.
I love Croft. So, yeah, whenever I tell people my favorite track is Croft, they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "I don't know. It just is."
But I feel this. So I have my favorite track is very close to me too. So it's kind of
I
normal, I
mean,
think.
so I don't know. Croft is nowhere near me. It's like a 5-hour drive. So my local track is Alton Park,
I know too. Yeah.
which that is a good track. So, but Croft has my heart. So I don't know why.
So yeah, Magoo says when you go racing there, you have to marshal Linda. So
Exactly.
you maybe meet in person. You maybe
Possibly.
have met.
Maybe
So
we have.
and maybe you will. So
I
that's
always make friends with marshals. So I worked at Goodwood once because I do supercar instructing as well, and it was a bit of a quiet hour, and I ended up dancing with one of the marshals. So
that's so fun.
I
I
always
love
make
this.
I always make friends. Oh no, I always make friends with the marshals running the pits. So we'll get on. We'll be fine. We may end up dancing in the pit lane though. I'm really sorry.
But I give you a hint. When you ever have a mad Linda, just give her Haribo.
Okay.
She will be your best friend. I
I can do
promise.
that. Honestly, I have thousands of Haribos in the back of my car, which like for when I travel. So,
Then you will be best friend. I don't worry about
so
it.
I
So
have plenty of Haribos on me all the time.
yeah. I just see next time Linda just run into your garage and so where's the Haribo?
There you go.
Give me
Next time
some.
Croft has an event, I'll come in and drop off some Haribos for you.
That's so cool. That's how you make friends, you know? That's so easy.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this colorful community here. So we have people from everywhere. So it's so cool. I love this. The snack boot. I will come around too.
We we do. So me and my best friend we work together. So we travel the UK instructing, and we went to the shop and we must have spent over £100 on snacks. So we have crisps, drinks, um, like breakfast bars, sweets, all in the back of my car. And a boot in the Mini isn't big, so now I can't put anything in my boot because it's full of snacks.
I know which car I run off to when I ever be close to you. So, give me the snacks. Food is everything. So
Exactly.
it's really everything. What did you think of the Swedish tracks?
I actually quite liked them. My favorite was Mantorp, which is funny because I had a crush there, so I got to experience a Swedish hospital, which was really cool. Um,
I don't know to second this, but okay.
but that was actually my favorite track. I think they were okay. They have a lot of I can't think of what the track was called. It was whatever race we did before Mantop, the one that I didn't end up actually doing. Um, so that was they had a like a hill on that track, so you kind of like go up, you have a little hairpin, and it's like a vertical drop down. Like I don't think we have any tracks like that in the in the UK.
Yeah, I just have the
Yeah, yeah. Swedish tracks are very technical and
yeah.
not high speed, which I think suited the minis a lot more. Because I mean the minis were fast, but like they're not like Formula car fast, so it was good for like technical tracks. So
It should
would
be
would not say
Knutsford.
Croft. Wouldn't yeah that one yeah
When you pronounce it like this, I have no idea, but it's
yeah
what
I
the
I
words.
pronounced it differently every single time, and every single time it was wrong. So I just never say it anymore.
I feel this, but I think every or the most Scandinavian tracks are very technical, so it's the same in
Yeah,
Denmark. So
but
yeah,
no, it really suited the car, the tracks, so
the
which was
favorite
good.
track is Rainbow Road. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I'm actually quite good at Rainbow Road now, so I know who that is. So I will bring my Switch round and we will play Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would be so fun. Honestly, I don't use my Switch very often, but for Mario Kart, it's every time again. So let's definitely do this. Read all the letters. Knutstorp.
But that's not how they said it over there. So
But that's
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 not
when
how
I
they
read
say
when
it.
I read every letter.
Yeah, I know, but they don't pronounce it like that. So,
I know what happens when I'm the next time on Voice with my Goo. He just will say me how every Swedish track is
you'll
pronounced.
have to ask Siri how to pronounce it when she has hers.
That's so fun. I really it's Swedish is interesting.
It's very interesting. I couldn't wrap my head around it at all.
And my favorite is the Gelalassen, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, that
Because
was
as German, I would say Gelerassen. So how is the gel coming from? I have no
yeah.
idea.
I would say gel, but then everyone like pronounced it as like yell, so I just gave up
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I just it's round whatever round it was, like 5, 4, round 4. Um, but no, that was good. I was late to the briefing that day. I remember I got in trouble again. I was never not in trouble there. They would always be like, the race director would always come up to me and be like, "Can we have a chat?" And I'm like, "Oh no, not again."
What did I
I'm
do
like,
this
"What have I
time?
done now?" But yeah, that was a good track as well.
Yeah, Swedish tracks are very interesting, so and very different from German tracks mostly. So as I was in Denmark, I was so okay. We can cross the road during the race. How? Why? In Germany, you would be killed. So you leave the track immediately.
Yeah. Well,
So
there was like an incident in on like at Mantorp when we were now. I think it was qualifying as well. Um, one of the marshals was stood on the track, like on the apex. So we were all green flagged. We all flew around this corner, and there was a marshal stood on the apex, which it should have been yellow flagged or at least red, so we know to not like kill this marshal,
yeah,
but he was just stood on the apex, which was interesting. That race went wrong for everybody, by the way. that was a chaotic weekend. There was
was
two
it?
crashes, which was me and the top three in round one, race one. They had a because what had happened was, so the stewards had shown the last lap board to the first half of the field, so they were on racing conditions, and the second half of the field they showed the checkered flag,
I
so
remember
everyone else
this.
had like slowed down, so they were like racing for the points to win the championship, and they all collided,
Yeah, I remember this race. I
even
watched
though they
this.
weren't under race conditions, but they didn't know that because they were shown the last lap board. It
Yeah.
was honestly such a chaotic weekend. I remember like it got red flagged, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like this must be serious because they don't red flag a race."
Yeah.
And I remember going like up the main straight, and there was like debris of one of the cars everywhere, and I could see that Linus's car was like off in a tire barrier, and I remember like I almost came to a stop, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like is he okay?" And I saw them like getting him out of the car, and he was stood, and he was fine. So I was like, "Off I go." But that was and that was just race one, and then so but that was like a big weekend as well because Marcus Ericsson was there, the Prince of Sweden was there, so I think we were all trying to like be on our best behavior, and there was you know just I think we hadn't had any big crashes, and Lena ends up in a wall, I end up in a wall, the session
Yeah.
gets red flagged, so it wasn't fun, but
It's mostly
it was
when you try to impress or drive extra clean, then stuff happens like this.
yeah.
It was,
Do you
but
know
I
what? It was
remember this. To the commentator was so, we haven't the last lap, or have we the last lap? It was so confused, and it was so strange to watch this. And
Yeah, because obviously like in the next gen cars, I don't know if like it was common knowledge, but we had no radio. So once we were out there, like we were by ourselves unless we went back into the pits. So I mean, I was like at the back fighting with God, I can't remember his name. um,
doesn't
it
matter.
was the like the guest driver, the Romanian guest driver for that round. I was like fighting with him at the back, and then it got red flagged, and I was like, oh shit! And we had a radio button in the car, we just had no radio.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what had happened until I saw Linus's car. Like I had just passed the pits as it got red flagged, so I had to do the whole lap,
Yeah.
and I was just like, what is going on? But
Definitely. Yeah.
then I found out at the end why they'd had a big crash, and I was just like, oh shit. So
I mean, luckily nothing happened, so it
yeah,
was
no,
it was
luckily everyone
peaceful.
was fine, but it did like look like a nasty crash. And when you saw the car, I was like, I don't know how he's not like seriously injured. He was really lucky. I think
Yeah.
he damaged his wrist, but that was like just about it. But he got off really lucky there.
Definitely. I mean, motorsport is so safe these days. It's not 100% safe though, because it can't,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
it got a good development since
yeah. I think it was
20
he
years
was
ago.
lucky to yeah he was lucky to get away with.
So Magu, I think Magu just asked us because he wants me to pronounce Swedish tracks. Did you race Anderstorp?
I don't think so.
It isn't in the calendar, I
If
think.
it's not in the calendar, then I don't think we raced it. I can't even remember how the calendar went.
No, it
Um,
isn't in the calendar. I have it open, so
I'm gonna get the calendar open because honestly, I know it was like only a couple months ago, but I don't remember what I did.
I can't remember what I ate
I can't remember
yesterday. So
half of what I can't remember half of what happened, to be honest. Oh yeah, so I can't pronounce any of these, by the way. So I think they pronounced it Falconberry at the time, like without the G. So I'm not gonna do that. That was fun. I had technical difficulties with my car, so it kind of like lost power, and I had to try it back into the pits, which was really fun. That just set the scene for the whole race season because just from there it only got worse. Also, Schleben, I think I had like an okay race there. I don't think anything horrific happened, but it just wasn't that fun. Nürburgring, my car lost power going into turn one. I got like 6 decent overtakes, and my car lost power. Um, there's a video on my Instagram of me punching the steering wheel, which I did often. Then there was Yellerassen. I think that's how you pronounce it. Please don't shout at me.
it sounded
Um,
good for me, but
I was really ill that weekend, so again, brilliant. Oh, back to Nürburgring. That was like the worst race of my life. The the debrief with our engineers got pushed back, and I was so happy about that because I was sat in the bathroom sobbing for like 2 hours. That's how bad it went. Because we were there with DTM, so I just thought we have a lot of eyes on us, and it just went wrong. Um, and then we had race 5. I'm not going to pronounce it. I didn't race 5. not going to say why I didn't race five because I'm still not 100% sure myself. Um, and then so that race, it was raining really heavily. And in qualifying, I think like five or six of us spun off. Um, I punched my steering wheel. There's the iconic video of me just endlessly swearing somewhere. Um, but I actually like dislocated like down here because I punched the steering wheel that hard and it still hurts to this day. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't race because my hand had swollen. I couldn't put my hand in my glove. I had to like squeeze it on. So and then there was race six where I ended up in a wall. So you can see it went really well for me. So
Yeah.
hope, but like seeing the drivers at the mini challenge, I know being in the wall, that's gonna be a piece of cake. I'm gonna be on my roof somewhere at like Donington Park in a corner. So, you know, I feel like that was just prepping for what's actually yet to come.
It's
So
all gaining experience,
exactly,
especially in motorsport. It's just getting a lot of track experience.
exactly. I had to get all my downs out of the way first,
Yeah,
and next year I'm just gonna win everything. So,
definitely.
but don't hold me to that. But I'm going to win everything.
We just
So
believe it. It will happen.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
racing season is starting soon. Let's say soon.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think there were more questions. If you could drive a fictional vehicle, which one would you drive?
I don't know. The only car that's like fictional vehicle that's coming to mind is the Batmobile.
That's
So,
cool though.
so I think it's gonna have to be that because I quite like Batman. So
I
you know,
haven't thought about this, but that's cool, honestly.
so it's
Knight Rider, yeah, kid.
so it's
it
gonna
was
have
the
to
was
be
the first coming in my mind, to be honest. I'm that old.
yeah, it's gonna have to be the Batmobile because that's the only thing I can think of. So
Yeah, solid choice, I would say too. That's pretty cool.
thank you, Sam. That is a solid choice. You are right.
You're allowed to call it Scandinavian Raceway if you want. That sounds weird. Okay.
Wait, which one are we calling the Scandinavian Raceway?
I think Anderstorp.
Okay,
I think. I hope.
okay, okay.
If not, sorry, Meg. Yeah, Anderstorp. Okay. I was right.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, what else? What are your highlights, memories that you connect with motorsport?
I don't think I had any highlights. I'm not gonna
They
lie.
are coming soon. They are coming soon.
Exactly, they are yet to come. I don't think I have any highlights for last season because it just went. I think it was like the worst race season anybody could ever have. Um, but no,
It
I
was a
think
season, we say.
it was definitely an experience that I hope I never have again. I hope it goes a lot better next time.
It
Um,
will. I'm sure
but
it will.
no, I think my motorsport highlight was probably ice driving. I think that was really cool. We were out there with an ex rally driver. Um, we were in some cool cars. We had a Porsche, a Golf, and a T Rock, which was definitely an odd choice for the ice. Just trying to take like an SUV type car on ice was strange, but very fun. I remember I had the Golf to myself for like an hour and a half, and right, it was really fun. There was a point where I ended up in a snow barrier, which is fine because you can't damage the car, so they were just like go and have fun and they had to dig me out. They couldn't pull me out of the snow, so they like opened up the van and they got some shovels out, and I was like, oh my god. I wasn't the only one, so it was cool. It
I
was
think
fun.
they are used to it. I mean, driving on ice
Yeah,
is such a
possibly.
different thing. So,
Yeah,
especially with
absolutely.
some speed or pace,
Yeah,
it's
we were
definitely.
going at some speed, so it was really fun.
I mean, it's thought about. You should go to some speed in this kind of race stuff. So they are. I think they are pretty used to dig somebody out of the snow
Yeah,
barriers
I
and
mean,
stuff.
I think a lot of drivers go ice driving in Sweden as well, because it's really good for car control. You learn a lot. So I think they're probably used to it. Have I driven the Tesla yet? I have not driven the Tesla yet. And I don't want to drive a Tesla. Sorry, there was I don't even I'll probably get like sued by somebody for saying this, but um, we were supposed to be supporting Swedish touring car, um, and they kind of had like a bad time as well. And I remember they were like showcasing their cars, and they have a Cupra, which is really cool. It's like the purple one, and they had a Tesla, and it was like the most awful looking thing I've ever seen in my life. I, I don't think any of us liked it. I was just looked at it and I was like, what even is that? I was
Yeah,
like, that is awful.
I
So
feel this.
yeah, please don't sue me, Elon Musk, but I just don't like Teslas.
He has one of his what's it called? Um, where they build the Teslas very close to where I live, so ah,
Yeah, it's just
I
won't be
don't want
driving a
this.
Tesla.
I don't want this. Welcome in, Kim. How are you doing? What do we have? What's your dream car?
What's my dream car?
Mhm.
Ooh, now I have two. I have like a modern day car, and I have like a classic car. So my modern day car is like I feel like it's everybody's. It's the Porsche GT3 RS. Um, there was a lot of them at the Nurburgring, and I shed a lot of tears looking at them. Um, I would get that in green, just
Green,
which
nice.
is really important. Like the car has to be green, um, like a dark green. I must go on Porsche like at least twice a week and design my own. So sometimes I go into the Porsche garage for fun just to have a look. Um, so that's like my dream car. Like my classic dream car is a Cadillac Coupe de Ville, the 1959 one, and it has to be in lilac. That it has to be in that color as well. So they're my two dream cars, and I can't pick between two.
That's fine. Maybe you have one day both of them. So
Exactly, it's the goal.
that's so cool.
It's the goal.
I don't have any dream car. As I can't drive anymore, I don't have a dream car. I want to have an old Indy car at home, but I don't think it will ever
Do you know
happen.
what?
So
It's so much better being passenger princess than it is the driver sometimes. So
yes.
you're not missing out on anything.
One day I miss the independent to just go wherever I want, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, they mostly say when I'm for the checkups, you can't drive at home because you need eye drops or whatever, and I'm watching them, so I don't drive with this eyes, but okay.
No, I mean, I work in an eye hospital sometimes, so I always hear people on the phone going like, "You can't drive," and then sometimes they're like, "Why?" And it's like because you can't see. You know, I'm not at like legal driving standards, so
Yeah.
it's probably best if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, legally, I seems I could, but I would never. I mean, left, I don't see more or less anything, so no.
It's probably safer for everybody if
Yes.
you didn't.
Especially for my feelings and what can happen. No, thanks. I just don't drive. So
Yeah, no. Maybe you could drive again in the future. Who knows?
yeah, we never know what happens, right? So maybe they get something to fix this. What's with my eyes? But we will see. We will see.
Maybe.
If you could race with one driver in one team, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Oh, that is so difficult. Um, if I could race with one driver and one team, so they didn't have to be at the team.
Like who won't? Yes.
Oh, that is difficult. I mean, oh, damn. There's two. I think like Michael Schumacher. I feel like you have to race with him at some point. Um, but also Fernando Alonso. So he's the reason my race number is 14.
Hey,
It was
okay.
going to be 95 because of Lightning McQueen, but I opted for 14 instead. Um, they would be that. I think maybe Ferrari back in the day,
Mhm.
not now.
Yeah.
Not now.
You want to win? Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry for all
Um,
Ferrari fans.
or maybe Williams, like back in the day as well, because they were really cool.
Oh yeah.
I
My
quite like
favorite
them.
team back then was always Minardi, so I was always for the underdogs.
Yeah, good. No, that's a good pick.
I remember the black Minardis and stuff, so that was my team to go earlier. Now I'm mostly with McLaren. So
Yeah, McLaren's good as well. I think they really did well picking Oscar this year. I think
yeah,
that
yeah.
was that was a good move for them.
He did definitely a great rookie season. I mean, I'm a big Pato Award fan, so I always hope
Oh,
he gets the
yeah,
second, the
yeah,
second seat. But I don't think it will happen. But it would be nice. But yeah,
yeah,
for now, I hope you have a good IndyCar season. So IndyCar is my heart. So
yeah. Do you know what? I can't say I follow IndyCar that much. I do follow Pato. I think he's great. I think he's
yes, yes,
hilarious.
yes.
Um,
I'm a big Pato fan girl. So don't blame me here.
but no, I think I'm gonna try and like watch a lot more motorsport series this year. It was really difficult though, like this year because I couldn't last year because I couldn't keep up, especially with like being in my race season. You know, because like I'd be racing the same time like other series were on, so it was hard to keep up because I was trying to keep up with Formula One, which got really boring because Max just won everything. Um,
Yep.
and I was really annoyed I missed the Singapore Grand Prix as well because that was like the best race of the season apparently, and I think I was racing, so I missed that.
It's
Um,
always this time. Yeah.
couldn't keep up with British touring car because again I was racing the same weekends. Um, couldn't keep up with Formula E because again I think we were racing the same weekends.
Yeah.
So it was just difficult to like keep up.
That's
But
true.
I would
That's
like to
true.
get into IndyCar and MotoGP, I think, as well, because we were out there with super bikes quite a lot. So that was like interesting to watch in person.
Oh,
So
definitely. I'm not the biggest motorbike racing fan, but it's definitely good racing. So
yeah, I think watching it in person, like, it really made me want to watch it, and it made me want to get a motorbike. But I just think if I get a motorbike, I'm gonna have to race them because I can't do anything normally. I have to go to the extreme. Um, so, and I just know my dad won't be happy with me if I got a motorbike.
yeah, I no, I would not drive a motorbike, especially not racing. I think I would be too scared. So
I know. I know a few like motorbike racers, and I don't really know how they do it because they're like on the floor going around corners. I just think
yeah, that's so crazy. But
you
I think the most are starting
bravely.
at the little age, so they don't have this scare feeling. I
Yeah,
think.
no, I think they are a lot braver than like race car drivers, and
Yeah,
I think that's a controversial one, but I think that is a lot scarier than being sat in a car.
yeah,
So,
I would say two. So two. So
because
yeah,
I have a car and a roll cage around me. They just have their race suit.
yeah.
So, and the helmet. So, honestly, props to them because that is terrifying.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, when you ever have questions to IndyCar, just ask me. I follow it a lot. So I started with Chamcar back to days and then switched to IndyCar after Chamcar died. So yeah.
No.
But yeah, you see the chat is making fun about me that I'm a award fan. So
Their roll cage is their ribs. Yep, that is why it's terrifying. So, there you go.
but when they break, it's not fun.
There you go, exactly.
And
Yep.
honestly, it's kind of crazy sometimes with what injuries they just keep racing. It's
I know. Like,
crazy.
I'd be like out at that point if like I
Y-
got my ribs got broke. I'd be like, I'm out.
Yeah, it's like ice hockey players. They're also crazy. So
Oh yeah,
they just all play and race with broken ribs and whatever, and I'm so nope, never.
yeah.
I would not do this.
I have quite a low pain tolerance, so I'd be like out straight away.
Yeah, mine is fine, but I would not do this. Okay, we have at Disco we have at least one more question, not motorsport related, but if you could meet one person, again dead or alive, who would it be?
Is this did you say a non-motorsport person?
Yeah,
Ooh, God. Okay, this is a strange one, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Um, so I know there's a certain person in this chat that's gonna laugh at me, so please don't. Um, it would have to be Billy Joel, the singer. Um, I love him. I think he's great. Um, he sang some like brilliant songs. So I think it'd have to be Billy Joel. I had tickets to go and see him, and I triple booked myself. So I was meant to be going there. I was meant to be going to the Silverstone Grand Prix, and I was also meant to be racing the first race with Next Gen Cup, and I picked the Next Gen Cup. Sometimes I really wish I went and saw Billy Joel instead, but you know,
Maybe there's another chance to do this. So
so, so yeah, Billy Joel. That'd be
that's
that
cool.
would be who I'd meet. It's a bit
That,
of a random one, but that is who I'd go for.
that's pretty cool. Maybe this question have already been there before. I before I came in the chat. But do you want to drive in the BTCC?
Oh, driving British touring cars the goal. Um, you know, I already have a team in mind of who I'd drive with. Um, so no, I'd love it. I got into British touring car when I met Tom Ingram, who drives for Accelerate. I think he won in 2022. He won the championship. He was a very nice guy. So, and that's how I got into British touring car. And now I want to be in the British touring car. So I'm hoping to join their support series, which is mini challenge. Hopefully, if we can get the funds. So that's that's the ultimate goal, British touring car, I think.
It's all about the money.
Exactly. Exactly.
But first of all, the season this year. I just needed to think what year we have again.
I know, I still think we're in 2023.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of crazy. It's 2024, so.
I know.
But we have already racing season again, so.
Yeah, I think Formula E starts tomorrow as
Yeah,
well, like their first race,
and
which
some
is
of
pretty cool.
the winter series are
Yeah,
starting too. Yeah, yeah. It's we don't have really this winter break of motorsport,
no,
so it's not like the years or I don't know how long ago when really we have no motorsport from I don't know December to March or whatever. It's every time is something. So
yeah. I mean, we're always doing something somewhere. So
yeah, it's crazy. And since
yeah,
I write
non-stop.
about all the stuff, it's so
I know.
what? Do we have another series? I learned so many series I never heard about before I started
Yeah.
working for this project. So what's this again? And every time there are new series I never heard before. So what the heck is this again? Why there are more series I never heard about? So it's crazy. And yes, Dakar, but I'm not really following Dakar. So yeah, but it's true. It's Dakar really at the moment.
Yeah.
Did you
Did
do
I?
sim racing? Is the next
Um,
question.
I mean, I do now to prepare for my races. Um, like I said earlier, like my journey into motorsports wasn't the traditional way. It was very strange. I just kind of like woke up one morning and just thought, yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. It wasn't like, you know, like Formula One drivers, they've been doing it since they were like 3. I decided at 18 that that's what I was going to do. So, and then I did. So that was it. So now I sim race. I mainly use Assetto Corsa though because I'm still trying to figure out how iRacing works. I have it. I just can't understand it for the life of me.
We
So
have here so many pros in chat, so when you ever have questions,
yes.
we have the real pros in here. So
And iRacing is so expensive as well. So, you know,
that's true.
I like to stick to Assetto Corsa.
No, Kim, I'm not an iRacing pro. Definitely not. I try to be better, but well.
Uh, yeah, I haven't played the touring car games. I know this is such bad racing car driver of me. You know, you know, I just race the cars. But yeah, exactly. I've seen a lot of like iRacing races, and it just seems too expensive. But yeah, I don't really play a lot of sim games. I use Assetto Corsa when I'm prepping for a race, or if I can't get to a track, I'm like, and I really want to drive. I'll set up the sim. I don't have an actual setup because I'm in between like home and uni, and I couldn't decide where I want my proper sim to go. So I don't think I trust it in like my uni room. So I don't think it's big enough either. I think if I get a full rig, I'd have to go all out because again, I can't do anything normally. I have to go to the absolute extreme.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just thinking about to upgrade all my settings. So
I don't know. I must look at like sims every single day, and like the ones that I want, they start at like 20 grand, and it's like I'd rather just pay for a race season, really.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, it's
I know
crazy.
I know Formula Woman offer a lot of like iZone training, which is like a big simulator. So I just think if I really want to go and train on a big sim rig, I'd just go and ask them. So for now, I've got my little steering wheel, my little pedals, and
It,
play my F1 career mode.
mostly it's enough. So
So I still learn the lines on different cars, so it does the job.
yeah,
And I know
good.
a lot of like racing drivers. I feel like the ones I spoke to at Next Gen, they also preferred Assetto Corsa over iRacing. I think it's actually just the expense. Really, it's just very expensive.
That's true. I have the Black Friday deals are not too bad for iRacing, so I
Yeah,
just paid for the next 2 years. So I'm fine for 2 years. It's good.
yeah. Honestly, I think I might do that as well because it
Yeah.
looks fun. It does look good.
Oh, definitely. And the Black Friday deals are definitely good. So I just thought to okay, maybe I pay just 1 year, and then I also know why. I just do the 2 year deal, and then it's good. So
Because I know a lot of like sim racing championships happen on. I think all of them happen on iRacing. So
yeah, more or less.
I can't really get into that if I don't have it. So
Yeah.
maybe that's something to look into in the future.
And you see very many common names there from racing drivers. So I had some I know when I did some sessions before or whatever, and so wait, this name you know.
Yeah,
So it's kind of crazy. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's strange.
I mean I'm not good. I'm slow as hell, and I don't know, but it's fun mostly. I mean, like my goose said, sometimes it's really frustrating. So I remember one race I was crashed out on the formation lap. So
Oh,
thanks a lot.
yeah, I think it's quite difficult to be crashed out on the formation lap. How fast were they going?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, you have these. Sometimes you have these drivers. They just see a female
Mm.
name, and then
Yeah,
you know what sometimes happens.
yeah, I know how it is. I feel
It's
that.
it's there are not too many, but there are. Of
They're
course,
definitely
there are
out
some.
there.
So
No, they're definitely out there. So,
so I
no,
think that's what really happened on this formation lab. But it was so okay. Wow, I don't want to drive
there's a
official races.
yeah, there's a very good chance that that was the reason.
Yeah, I mean formation lab. It's kind of weird. So been steering in T5 on North American on formation lab is my record. I think. Yeah, sometimes
It happens.
it's
It
iRacing.
happens. Yeah.
I mean, you see, some of them are racing next weekend, the 24-hour iRacing Daytona event. So
I heard about that, and I think there's the Danish sim racing championship that's also happening as well, which is like cool to keep track of. They're everywhere, so
so
you
much
know
stuff happens. It's crazy.
there's always something to watch.
Yes,
They're never not doing anything. So
or just to race yourself.
exactly. I wish I'm working on it for next season. It's going slow, but it's
Yes,
working.
join our iRacing. uh, fun, whatever.
Can't promise you any wins there.
I will never win. I just dare to be a burden and
Just there
just
for the
block
fun.
the road. So
Yeah, roadblock.
no, I don't drive at Daytona. I don't drive here. I'm maybe in voice of Linda's stream, but I'm not driving. Whoa! I just yeah. Sometimes I'm scared about my own alerts. It's good. And thank you for the follow. Have you ever seen us at the same time, Kim? Okay. I don't wanna. Yes. No. So you're a meme Magoo. Okay, that's interesting. We should maybe move on.
Yeah.
Now it's weird and sad. Do we have any more questions? There is just one I just not asked so far. What excites you about motorsport?
um, I don't know. It's fun. It's fast. I think the danger of it as well. Like you never know when you're going to end up in a wall. I think the first thing I did when I actually ended up in the wall was probably laugh, and then I was like, oh, that's probably not that good actually. Um, but no, it's fun. You get to meet a lot of like cool people as well. So yeah, it's interesting. It takes you everywhere. You meet a lot of people.
Yeah,
So that's
that's
why I like it so much.
that's so true. So it's a mix about everything.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Keeps you
Even
on your toes. You're always busy.
oh yeah, definitely. And it's maybe not always fun, but it's always exciting, I would say.
It's
And
probably less fun than it is exciting. Like, there's a lot of times where I just think, why am I doing this? Like, why am I torturing myself?
yes,
Um,
I feel you.
there was a lot of times I just threatened to like drop out of the championship. That I must have said it at least every race weekend. Um, but no, racing is the best. I wouldn't change it. It's really fun. It's really exciting, but sometimes you know, it's not as good as everyone thinks. There's more downsides than there is like good times in racing. So
Yes, and all this behind, I think most people don't think about all the back stuff. So
yeah,
you need to find the funding. You need to
yeah,
find
there's no,
people to sponsor you, the money, the
yeah,
sport.
yeah. Racing is like 4 full-time jobs. Like
Yeah,
you're always, doing something. Like
yeah,
I'm currently waiting on like 8 different responses from potential sponsors that are either going to fund or not fund my next race season. And you know, if they don't respond or if they say no, then I either have to find someone else. But the clock is ticking. I'd really
yeah,
like to race next year. If I don't, I will sob. I will, I will cry. But
sure.
yeah, I always find a way to be on track. So whether
Yeah,
that's
but
like instructing or racing or track days, like I'll be on a track somewhere this year.
I think that's the most important. I mean, even when you're not racing, you have the time to make connections and
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
So I had like quite a cool experience where I got to go to McLaren with Girls on Track. So I got to meet their technical director. He was like Michael Schumacher's race engineer. So that was a good connection. We're like friends on LinkedIn now, so we're basically best friends. Um, but yeah, you make connections everywhere and where you least expect it as well, which is
definitely. And one of these meetings could be the next step you don't think about before. So
exactly. So, you know, I could have a potential sponsor citing my emails that's like gonna put me in British touring car.
yeah, sure. I mean, the worst thing you can
Like,
do is just sitting at home and doing nothing. So
exactly.
just try it. I mean, just try to move forward, and you never know what happens. I
You
mean,
never
especially
know.
in motorsport, it's
Exactly. It's just like with next gen, like I didn't find out I was gonna be in it till 2 weeks before it actually happened.
yeah. Oh, you joined
So
really late. You missed all the
I
preseason
missed
tests
all
and
the
stuff.
testing. I
Yeah,
didn't know anybody. I just kind of flew out there and just got in the car and raced. And I never not gelled with a car like I do with next gen. So,
yeah, that's
but
true.
yeah, you never know what's gonna happen.
But I
So,
mean, at the end, you made experience. You
oh,
met new
there he is. He's
people.
back.
You had so much new stuff going on. So you never know what's worth
You
it
never know
later.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So it wasn't a. I didn't know. I don't want to say a wasted season. It wasn't. So even with all the bad luck.
There we go. He's back.
Yay!
I don't know what he's doing. He just
We want to steer the show.
he's just he's a strange dog. He's here. He's getting comfy.
Hmm?
Just you just gotta let him live. He just
That's
he
like a
rules the
cat.
house. he actually is like a cat. He's the most undog like dog in in the planet. I mean, he's a husky and he doesn't like snow. He likes to sunbathe, and he's very much like a cat. Um, he hates any form of like exercise. I remember I took him on a walk once and I had to carry him home because he refused to walk. He won't play fetch. You throw it, he'll bring something to you. You throw it, and he'll look at you like, "Why have you done that?" he's um he's definitely a character.
Yeah, well, that's cool. So he's not a typical husky, so.
He's not. No, no. But
But
like
huskies
now,
are
he's like
beautiful.
fast asleep. Now he's like been sleeping most of the day. Just he's
There's
not
a
bothered.
cat in it.
He is a cat at heart. So,
I love this. It's so different, like human beings are different. So every dog is different too. We have office
yeah.
dogs at my
Oh,
my office. So we have 4 office dogs, and they are all 4 so different. It's crazy
I would love
sometimes.
to have an office dog, but I don't even work in an office. Like a track dog, I'd love to. That was another thing about Sweden, actually. Everyone brought their dogs to track, which
Yeah,
didn't happen in the UK. I was really surprised because like there was just dogs everywhere, and I was like, which was really fun actually because like when I was crying, which was like every single race weekend, there was always a dog there to like cheer me up.
yeah,
But in the UK, like if you bring a dog to the track, they'll probably just send you home.
yeah.
Oh,
Germany,
there he
yeah.
is. He's awake.
He's
Okay,
looking what you're doing.
he's back now. But yeah, that was something about Sweden. They always had dogs at the track, which I didn't know you could have there.
Yeah, I just thought about, but I think in Germany it's mostly just the staff or teams they have their dogs
Yeah,
with
I know
them.
like
So
a couple of the drivers brought their dogs as
yeah,
well. Um, there was one driver that had their dog at every single race, and she was so cute. Um, she was called Issy, I think, and she was very she was adorable. But yeah, in the UK, like you just never see a dog at a track unless they're like a service dog.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
more or less
I
the
couldn't
same.
just bring him to the track. But
Yeah, to Sweden would be a bit far for your dog, I think. So
yeah,
better
and
late than
he
hope.
wouldn't like how cold it is as well, so it'd be pointless.
It's so crazy to talk about a husky. He don't like the snow
He
and the
doesn't
cold.
like the snow. He doesn't like being cold. And when it's sunny, he'll go and sunbathe, and we have to drag him inside so he doesn't overheat. And he's never happy about it.
It's like one of my cats just sleeping in the sun, and I'm so, how you are alive still?
I know.
You are
Like sometimes
baked.
I like touch his fur, and he's like boiling, and I'm
Yeah,
just like, ow. No, but he's very much me if I was a dog, actually. So there he is. He's yawning. He's always tired. He's like me. So you know, mother like son and everything. But no,
Chad loves your dog.
Chat
Magu,
should love my dog.
Magu even
He's very
says, I
cute.
think that dog might be my spirit animal.
Do you know what? Maybe
He's
he's
a,
very.
he's a Swedish
He's,
guy and doesn't like the cold and the snow as well. So,
oh yeah, you may be my dog.
but he is me. So okay, now it's getting confusing.
Yeah. Ah, he's currently biting my hand, which is nice.
Always hungry too.
Mm. That's another thing. He doesn't really like eat a lot, which is really weird for a dog.
Yeah, that's true.
He just doesn't. He's just. I'm not even sure he's actually a dog.
He's a cat in a dog skin or something.
Yeah. No, he's very strange. He's a very strange dog. But yeah.
I
No.
think that's super interesting. I mean, that's so cool. They are all so different. I love those and animals.
Yeah.
And
He was going to join us at some point. The chair is there for him because whenever I'm on the PC, he just likes to sit. Like before we went live, he was literally just screaming. Like
yeah,
he was just screaming until I got the chair out, and then he was fine. He knows his place. He knows who's the boss, and it's him. He's the boss.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, I have just one chair, and I think it's a mistake because the cat always sleeps on this chair and is a bit frustrated when I get him down when I need to sit down here. So maybe
Yeah.
I should buy a second chair as well, just
Well,
for the
he
cat.
likes this chair because it spins. He likes like if he sits on the chair, he likes to just be like spun, which is really strange. And we have a sofa in the back. That's literally just his dedicated sofa. He runs the house.
Yeah, of course, he is the animal in the house, so
He
it's
runs the
his.
house. So
It's his.
he
You are
pays the
just
bills.
guests.
Exactly. He pays
So
the bills. We just live here sometimes.
I wish the cats would pay the bills, but they didn't.
No.
That's so good. I love this. Chad, have you any more questions? Because I'm out of questions now, I think. I think.
I have a question for you. If
Yes.
you, how did you come across the Next Gen Cup? How did you?
Um, because I think Ziri wrote a races account on Instagram
Okay.
to say us that she will be racing in this new cup. And I mostly do the Scandinavian series on races. So I do German, Scandinavian, and American open wheeler series.
Okay.
that's my sections. And yeah, Siri wrote us that there is this new cup and she's racing in, and I was okay. I have a look, and then I think I had a view on the entry list, and it was Siri and Louisa
Yeah.
on it, I think. And then I said, yeah, okay, have an eye out because if it's interesting or if the results are good, because we mostly prioritize our series because it's just too much for us. We are
Fair enough.
mostly two people plus some helpers, so it's too much to write everything, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I mean the
And
Next Gen Cup was an interesting one. I
definitely,
think.
and then I saw that you are joining too, so it was three girls on the grid, and I
Yeah.
was okay. Now it's getting very interesting.
Yeah, and then at Nürburgring we had Bente join us, which was really cool.
Right,
She
right.
was lovely. I mean, I remember when I was like sobbing, she was there with like her family and stuff. Her her mum saw me upset, so she was crying with me. But it was nice to have four girls on the grid.
Definitely, yeah.
That was nice. I mean, there wasn't enough of us, but I think four was a start.
It's
But
pretty high for a racing series. What
yeah, I think we
is
were like one of the highest ratios of like male to female drivers,
yeah?
which is insane because like 4v16 is like
It's just crazy.
it's a lot.
So
But I think I think a lot of like girls have seen Next Gen Cup. I think a lot have taken interest. I know a few from like Formula Woman have like messaged me and gone like, how did you do it? How did you get into it? So maybe there'll be more girls on the grid next year, which is nice.
that would be so fine, so good. And what I really need to say, the media and the streaming work is pretty good, especially for a new series. So
Oh yeah,
they have
yeah. I
really
think
good.
it'll go far. I think it'll
Yeah,
go far that championship.
they have a really good media appearance. They have a really good English streaming.
Yeah,
So you could really see everything in every, I think, in every
yeah.
country. So
It
you
was like
just
it was very well put together. I think they
definitely,
thought of everything. So
especially
it,
for the Scandinavian series, because I knew many Scandinavian series and mostly are, unfortunately to say, very poor what the
yeah, I
media
mean
appearance is.
when
So
I was speaking to them, they were like, there's nothing like this over here. So I was, but no, it was really good championship actually. I think it was a good one to start in as well. Like you know, I
I,
wouldn't change it.
yeah,
So I think it was really good to start in, and a lot of them had like stepped up from karting as well. So it was like their first season in cars too. So it was nice because like we all excelled in different areas, and one wasn't like particularly a lot better than anyone else. It was a nice championship. It was well thought of, well put together.
definitely.
So
And I think it's a really good step to start with cars. So
yeah,
coming from karting
yeah,
or maybe from nothing. I mean, there are
exactly.
some who didn't even do karting ever.
Yeah, and
So
they helped a lot of us get race licenses as well. I mean, I had my UK one, um, and anyone with a UK ARDS knows it's really difficult to race. Well, you can't race in another country with a UK license. So I held two. I had a UK one and a Swedish one.
yeah,
which are now both expired. So that's nice, and it's really expensive to renew. So
Yeah,
that's
everything about racing is
yeah.
expensive.
So
So.
yeah. So when I know I've definitely got a season, that's when I'll renew my license.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So, but yeah, I think that's how I got across, and then I think I wrote most. I don't wrote about every race, but I put some together in
Yeah,
one article because I needed to prioritize. That's a very difficult word. The series I'm writing about, but I wanted to do this because I got hooked on the series. Honestly, I really got
yeah.
hooked.
It was a
So
good one, and yeah, I mean, we definitely got a lot of attention for it as well. Oh, we definitely got a lot of attention by doing it as well. So
yep,
it was nice, and I think from like what I've had, I think a lot of like most people that are interested, it's actually Germans. It was really big in Germany, and I think that was because of the Nurburgring. So, um, like the Nurburgring really helped, and going out there with DTM, that was like their big
yep,
like race. Like we were all told like on your best behavior. They were like you are going to be on your best behavior.
yeah.
I signed my first autograph at the Nurburgring. It was really strange.
It
Like
is, but it's so
that, it
cool.
was a big one for next time. Like we all had to do an autograph signing, and all of us were like, "This is so strange." It
Yeah,
was huge for the championship, anyway. So
definitely.
I think they'll be back there as well. They'll definitely be back at the Nurburgring.
DTM is pretty big in Germany, so
Yeah,
yeah, it gets a lot of spectators and people
yeah.
in the
I
paddock
think
and whatever. So yeah,
that was the most spectators that we had at the race, and we were told they were like, "There's going to be like 100,000 people here." And
at the Nürburgring, yeah,
I was like, "That is a lot of people."
definitely. Yeah,
So
Oschersleben is not that big here, but the Nürburgring is of course one of
yeah,
the
I
most
mean,
iconic tracks here in
it's like
Germany. So
definitely like one of the most iconic tracks in the world. I would say, like, you know,
yeah,
if anyone was like say an iconic track, I think a lot of people would say the Nurburgring
yeah, with the Nordschleife, of
with
course.
the
So
Nordschleife, of course. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's definitely different to I think the most Swedish tracks. So they're much smaller than
yeah,
what we have.
the Swedish tracks are really small, so you
But
could get
it's a different atmosphere. I think it both has their pro and cons. So
yeah. I mean, we had very big audiences in Germany, and like not as like in person, and then they weren't as big, but there were still thousands of people there. Um, but like some of the races, I think we were the main event, and people were there to like watch us, which is insane, especially being like a brand new championship. That
yeah,
was cool.
but yeah, they definitely did a great work to put this championship first together and second
Yeah,
out in the world. So
yeah,
we have so many big championships that hasn't that good work what
yeah.
they put in the
I
next
think
Gen
it
Cup.
was. I think I was told it was 5 years in the making, so it's been going on for a long time, like
That's
behind the
crazy,
scenes.
but I wouldn't say that's too long. So
Yeah, I mean
it's
they
very good.
managed to get 20 cars, and I think there's more coming. I think they want to make the grid bigger. I'm not 100% sure, um, but there could possibly be more races on the calendar. I don't know,
Yeah, I
but
hope so because it's very fun to watch, and I hope definitely there are more female drivers, so
yeah,
I
I
can
I
watch it for work.
yeah I will be keeping my eye out for that as well. I hope they do have more female drivers on the grid.
Definitely, yeah.
So, because it was just nice to have other girls there just to talk to and stuff. So
Yeah, and as I said before, it was definitely the highest number of female racers in the
yeah,
series. What's a mixed series, of course, we don't talk about the others, all female series, but for a
yeah.
mixed series, it's definitely
But
a
I think
pretty high number.
I think that's insane that we were like one of the highest as a mixed gender series.
Yeah,
Like,
because you think 4 against 16 is not that big, so.
I know, and we had like guest drivers, so it was more about like 4 against 22,
Hmm.
which is it's not enough, but it's a start, and I hope they find more. And I know there's a lot more girls that are interested in the championship now, which is
And
good.
and there will be more girls every year, I think. So
I hope
if
so.
when they see more girls racing and achieving things in motorsport, like the Iron Dams, for example, winning races or whatever. I think there
Yeah.
are more girls interesting in starting with karting and maybe
Yeah.
progress is done. So
Yeah, I tend to get messages asking like how to, start as a girl in racing. So
yeah,
hopefully there's a good few that are going to come up. So
definitely. I mean,
it'll be nice to see.
I started watching motorsport in, I don't know, around 1998 or whatever, and to see how many girls we have back then and we have now, it's definitely a big difference. So
Yeah, it's insane
I hope it just gets more and more and more, and
to the
that
point
the
where we dominate motorsports.
yes, and
Motorsports is a female dominated field now.
that would be so cool,
That
and
would be so cool.
that the teams and all the people responsible for this being braver to have actually a female driver on the grid and
Mm.
trust them as they trust male drivers,
Yeah,
because I think
yeah,
that's a
it was.
big problem still, the lack of support and sponsors.
Yeah,
So
it was nice at Next Gen because I don't think they didn't think, oh, that the boys are so much better than the girls on the grid. Like we were all treated exactly the same. Like we weren't, it wasn't like, oh, we have a higher expectation for them than we do you. It was nice. We all just treated the same.
definitely, and I think that needs to be the way. I mean, of course we highlight the female drivers, especially with our project and stuff, but I hope one day it's just all the same mix, and we don't need to highlight female drivers,
It'll
especially
it'll be nice.
so that we
But
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of things that are like coming to help now. You've got like girls on track, Formula Woman.
yeah,
You've got More Than Equal, which have just opened their driver program, which is pretty cool.
yeah,
So there's definitely, it's gonna change at some point. I think.
and that's amazing. So
No, it's good.
there are so many amazing female drivers out there, so they don't need to be hyped. So
Exactly. They're just not as like showcased in the media, which is a shame. But
yeah,
they'll get there. They'll get there soon.
we go forward and we do whatever we can to yeah to get
Exactly.
this
We're gonna take over. That's it.
right. So let's do this. So I'm out of questions, by the way.
That's fine.
I'm not sure what chat is saying. I mean, we are 1.5 hours in already, so
That's insane.
yeah, yeah. My goal is mostly, I say mostly 1 hour, and we can extend to max 2 hours. So
I'm a
that's.
yapper. I just can't stop talking.
Oh, we had one female journalist last year, and it was 2 hours and a half, and I was really trying to end stream, and it was I just didn't get to the end, and that was kind of crazy. That was the first time I was so okay. I'm very tired. I really want to stream. I end
No,
the
fair
stream
enough.
slowly. That was kind of the 12-hour stream. No, my goo, definitely not. But it was really, I love to talk with her. It was really interesting. It was so much fun, but I really got tired and hungry.
Yeah,
And was so, okay, we are 2.5 hours in. Can we please
no,
slowly come to an end?
no. Honestly, like right after this, I'm going straight to McDonald's. So, I mean, Sophie, if you're still watching, get dressed. We're going to McDonald's. So,
Yes.
again, we went yesterday and the day before that. So, we go every day. It's really bad.
Oh
But,
no, that's fine.
but yeah, no. I 2.5 hour stream. I'd be asleep. So,
Yeah, it's. I mean, Linda is doing 24 hours next weekend for the 24-hour race, but it would no.
well,
I would never. I would just never. I would just I mean the longest stream I had was around 6 hours and a half or something.
wow.
And it was really fun, and I didn't really get too tired during stream, but after I ended stream I was so okay, I need to go sleep now. I'm so done with the word. I was really done. So I would never do such long streams on purpose because I just can't. No.
No, I
No.
can imagine. I can imagine.
That was because someone stupid Kim was asking a lot about my markets. Kinder. Kinder. Yeah, she was a motorbike journalist, so it was a lot about Superbike and MotoGP. I remember.
He's thinking. I think he's going to do something stupid. Maybe. Sometimes I can like. Oh, I thought he was gonna. He was. There you go. He says hello. I knew he was gonna do something. I can see it on his face. But
How old is he?
he's 6.
Oh, okay.
Are you coming up to say hello? Are you not saying hello? No,
He's so shy.
no. He's actually really camera shy.
Oh, I know this from one of the cats. He's also not showing a lot of him. And the other is just, where's the cam? I just go straight through it. Yeah,
He's not saying hello. He's
that's
gone back to
fine.
sleep in the corner.
That's
again.
fine. We can live with it. And all chat can follow you on Instagram, and there you can show more of your dog.
Exactly. There's always a picture of him on there.
That's
But-
true. I saw it. He is pretty cute. I love the pictures and the stories. So
Oh yeah.
always loving to see this. That's why I have Instagram for all the animal and pet stories
yeah.
and pictures.
Mine's like cars and dogs and cats as well.
Yeah, motorsport is yeah. That's kind of true, but the pets.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
But
most important.
the best part actually.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have a lot of actually, do you know, I think it's mainly cats more than dogs. I have a lot of cat videos and everything.
Yeah, I just can post. No, that's not true. When I'm at work, I could post also dog pictures and videos. Next week, when
Yeah.
I need to go back to work. I don't want to. But well, we will survive. Or I will survive. Not we, I will survive. You're not coming with me, I think. So yeah, I mean, when chat not have more questions, we can, of course, slowly come to an end. It was
Yeah.
pretty fun. We could just, skip work maybe. We
Maybe.
could, my go, but I'm not sure it's a good idea. So I just have 2 more works, and then I'm out of work for 3 weeks. So
Nice.
yeah, well, 2 are because of the eye surgery stuff. So
Oh,
I'm not sure it's that good, but
fair enough. I'm back in tomorrow after being off for like a month. So
it's so crazy after a month. It's so wild doing this.
but it's okay because get to go to track, so can't complain.
That's true too. So, but yeah, work is work, right? So we need to pay our bills and making our pets happy with food and stuff. So.
Exactly. I spend most of my money on buying him stuff, so
Yeah, and Iris.
yeah, and racing.
I'm not sure how this happened, but okay.
Fixing my car because it always breaks.
Yeah,
So,
I don't need to do this, luckily.
uh,
My mom have my old car, so I don't need to
no,
think
I'm
about this.
constantly swapping tires on mine. I just balded the back one, so it's.
It's amazing.
But yeah. Okay. Now he's destroying things.
I
Okay.
want attention, please. Don't talk with, I don't know who you're talking about. But
Yeah. Now he's gone to destruction. So is it? Are you okay down there? Is everything good? Good. Okay. Oh, honestly.
And I think that's a lie, Patty. I never buy anything on iRacing. I think that's
Oh.
a lie.
I was looking in the store and I was just like, no, it's not happening.
Mm-hmm. I feel it. No, me, yeah. I don't buy any cars and tracks on iRacing too. Nope, never. Mm-mm.
No, I have like one car in iRacing and one track. That's me, a little Formula car, and Alton Park.
Yeah. Okay, and the free stuff, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least something, right?
Yeah.
So,
At least something's free.
oh, that's amazing. Okay, guys. I mean, and no questions, I would say, slowly. Ending stream. What was this for a sentence? But okay. Um, I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. I think maybe spontaneous for my racing practice, but I don't think I stream tomorrow. And I'm back on Sunday streaming a Plague Tale: Innocence. Unfortunately, I need to see most of the game again because I started new on stream after switching from the PlayStation to Steam, but I think we will survive. I totally do not have almost everything of road racing. Yeah, I know that's a lie. That's so true. But yeah, I don't have any questions. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't think so.
Good. I mean, we wanna change this format once, so I have to answer questions.
Wow.
Oh, it will be pretty fun. I need to think about who will moderate this then, but that's the plan. Someone this year. Someone? No.
Nice.
I'm a bit afraid of the pineapple question, of course.
Do you know what? I think chat reacted really well to the pineapple pizza question.
Yeah, I mean they are pretty nice mostly. So, and when not, the mods are going ban and kick and timeout people.
Wow.
Even we have just 2 mods here today, but they're pretty good.
No.
Now I'm afraid the chat will burn, but okay. I haven't said this.
Yeah, they were pretty well behaved today.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mostly. So
Mostly.
chat, you're amazing. Mostly.
Mostly. Yeah.
No, they're good. I love what I'm doing here, so need to be nice to chat. But yeah.
Oh, my chair is really squeaky today.
Yeah, no, chat's dancing. Okay, we just end stream slowly. So I would say, oh, Samu, there you are. There's my third mod.
Oh, nice.
They're all appearing. Now where we end stream.
Now everyone's here.
Strange. I came back from the dance party. From the dance party? Oh, why a question mark? I'm so confused. We can start now. No, Maku, no. Maybe I do some, I don't know. Maybe I do some racing of the stream. I have a question. How many new guns? What will the IndyCar tracks have this year? I hate you. Petto will win more races than New Garden. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, before this escalated, I would say I end stream, or we end stream here. So,
Okay.
thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
It was pretty much fun, and maybe we do this again because I mostly love to have the guests again in, I don't know, 1-2 years.
Yeah, when I'm having a really good race season this year, I'll come back on a high.
You will, definitely. And Chad, you all can follow there. And see what the race season will be. It will be the best of the best, I'm sure.
Exactly. Keep your eye out.
We will hear her name a lot.
I'll force myself somewhere. I'll be in our race season somewhere, so you know.
And maybe it works all out for the mini challenge, so
maybe. Fingers crossed.
I think I will not write about it because Liam normally does the UK series, but we will know. What I said? We will not know. Maybe I do some of them. Maybe I sneak them away. I don't know. Let's see. But somewhere, someone will probably do it. So yeah, I would. Good luck in 2024. Yeah, good luck with the season. Yes.
No, thank you.
You see, my chat will definitely support you.
Yeah, it's nice.
The cat is just waking up.
Yeah, no, I'll be back.
He just don't want to talk with us. So yeah, chat, thank you very much for being here, watching, liking, having questions, chatting with us, and having hopefully fun. The next chat will be at the 26th January, I think.
Possibly.
With Caitlin Singler. Let me just have a look. Yeah, 26th. No, not the 26th. There is our secret project.
Oh.
The 28th is the chat with Katie Singler. The 26th, you will know more next Friday on Discord when you want. There is the secret. There will be the information for the secret project. So, I talk too much about it. But yeah, Chad, thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Kate. You've got
Thank you.
I really need to stop. I can't talk anymore. I need 100 points. No, you don't need 100 points. You can come back on Sunday to collect the 100 points. So, yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and I hope to see you again, maybe on Sunday, or maybe I don't know if I stream tomorrow. We will see. We will see. Just but no, not but. So yeah, I will end stream. Have a great evening. Have a great start into the weekend tomorrow, and yeah, see you soon again. And bye bye.